as you can see, still no goat kids yet. I'm beginning to wonder if they're even going to kid or not. Maybe they're just overly fat or something. I don't know. But really, I do think that they are going to kid. When? I don't know, but hopefully soon. I really wish that I would have wrote the date down of when he got in with them. But at the time, I just didn't think he had enough time to get the job done. So that's kind of why we're unsure of the exact date that they will kid out. I go back and forth with Nutmeg. Sometimes I think that she looks pregnant, and other times I think that she doesn't. So I'm just really not sure. And honestly, from the looks of it, I really think it's going to be a few more days before they do kid, just because I don't really see any signs of their udder filling out or anything like that. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it all turns out. I'm really late with getting around to getting my chores done today, because here it is mid-afternoon. I'm just now doing them. But Miley did all the important chores this morning. Like, for example, she fed the goats their feed. She took care of the rabbits. So the only job I had to do was feed the goats their hay, which they still had some in their feeder, so that wasn't too urgent. And the chickens had feed in their feeder, so that wasn't too urgent. So actually my chores just weren't that urgent today. So I spent the morning wrapping some Christmas presents. So I'm getting about like that much closer to being ready for Christmas. And then earlier this afternoon, I shaved my mom's cat. She has a Persian cat. We used to raise Persians for just a couple of years, and she got one of the kittens from our very first litter, and he's a huge cat, and he has a ton of fur. I just can't get this gate open. He's getting really old. He's about like 14 years old now. But anyway, he's still doing good and everything. But the other day, she got him a waterer that has one of those jugs on it that you tip upside down. And he got obsessed with playing in it. And I mean, he got wet all down the front of him. And I mean, I guess he splashed and played in it. He was just soaking wet. And he got his fur just completely dirty and wet. He turned into a huge matted mess, so I had to shave him down. He's a huge fluffy cat. I'll put a picture of him right here. So I decided to do a little work in the greenhouse today. I have not been in here for weeks. I have no idea what it's like. I got really discouraged because everything died, and then even my lettuce got damaged by the frost. I put this frost cloth over it, and so I'm going to see what it looks like. It's not looking too bad, but it's not the greatest either. And over here the chard even got frozen, but there was a little bit still growing, so I covered it, but that looks like it might have survived, so that's good. After taking a closer look, my lettuce appears to be covered with aphids. And so since it's not actually looking the greatest anyway, I think I'm just going to pull it out and go ahead and feed it to the chickens. Here, chickens! I had bought some of these hoops so that way I could put them over the lettuce and get the frost cloth off of the lettuce. Since the lettuce wasn't any good, I can't do that now. I got to looking at the chard, and it's not the greatest, but it's not too bad either. So I think it might kind of be worth saving. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few hoops over that and put the cloth over it. I'm a little disappointed in the size of the hoops. I was expecting them to be a lot bigger than that, but oh well, they'll still work. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and wait until maybe the end of next month or so, depending on the weather, to try to start growing some lettuce again. Hopefully by then it'll be maybe a little warmer and it'll do better. Right now, with as mild as it is, it would be perfect, I think, to try to grow something in here. But unfortunately, our weather just doesn't stay mild like this all the time. Well, I do have to say that I think the chickens enjoyed their little afternoon snack. So now I have one more thing I'm going to do before I call it a day and start making supper. And that is take care of these scrawny little plants. These are the cucumbers that I planted a while back. And as you can see, they just look so scrawny. In fact, just a while back I was going to throw them out. But then they all of a sudden just started blooming like crazy. And I thought, well, maybe I ought to just keep them. So yesterday I gave them a little fertilizer. So I'm hoping that it'll give them a little boost so that way they'll start growing. And then this is the little tomato plant that my mom rooted from a clipping. And it is looking really good. It's just not growing very fast. But look at all the little blooms on there. I don't really know how well they'll grow, but I thought I'd just go ahead and give them a chance because at least they're trying anyway. So what I'm going to do is set up that little mini greenhouse that we had in the window a while back. So that way they have something to kind of support them as they grow. We have a little invasion of fungus gnats going on in the pots. Now fungus gnats aren't necessarily harmful to the plants or anything. They're more of just a nuisance. And so one of the things I read to get rid of them is to put a layer of sand about an inch or so thick over the top of the soil. And that will prevent them from going down into the soil to reproduce. Now, I don't have any fine sand, so I'm going to use some aquarium sand, and it's a little bit coarser, so I'm not sure if it's going to work as well as fine sand would, but it's what I have on hand, so that's just what I'm going to use.
Day